Okay, can you see my screen? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, let's check Sarfara's work here. I put money on the table in the room. Okay. Yeah, for IP, it's okay. You have P and I bar and P and bar and I. Okay, for I bar, you cannot divide it I bar into two parts. I bar, okay. What is it? Is it PP?
Yes, sir. It's VP. Sir, I think VP will be divided into the two parts.
Okay.
Put
Is
V
it VP?
above. Yes, sir.
What about money? Is it NP? Well, as
Yes, sir.
I told you last time that every time we have I bar, and then it should contain the I, even though the I is empty, right? Even though the I is empty. Okay, I would like to show you the data that I explained last time. Okay, the I is there. If there is no I, and then you go to VP, the I is empty, you just leave it empty for the I. All right, there must be and then the slot for I, even though it is empty. But if there is no I, and then from the I bar, then you go to VP. So you cannot have VP and NP here because NP is a part of VP. Okay, we can look at another examples here. Look at here. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I saw the man with the telescope. The IP is divided into two parts, NP and I bar. The I bar is split into two parts, I and PP. The I is here is empty. The I is empty, so that we only have the VP. You know, all the constituents which become the predicate here, they are all VP. And then you go to V bar. Okay, every time we have VP and then it goes to V bar. And then you have two parts, the verb on the predicate and the object, if there is an object here. All right.
Sir?
So because why? Because in the constituent structure that you describe, the constituent that you describe here, money is a part of VP. You cannot have money as a part of I bar. You get it?
Yes, sir.
Money is a part of VP. So that the left branch here is I, which is empty, and the right part, the right branch here is the VP. VP goes to V bar, and then the V bar is split into two parts, P and NP. Okay? And go
Yes,
up.
sir. Sir, is it compulsory to divide the I bar into the two parts in every sentence?
The I bar should be split into two parts, I and VP. Only that one. The I is empty, yeah, because it is inflected on the verb, so that I is empty. The I is empty because it is inflected on the verb put here. So the I bar on directly goes to VP.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Right. Any other different answers? Would like to show your work if you click on that upload your work. So I put money.
Hello,
Okay,
sir.
Stella.
Hello, sir. Assalamu alaikum. Hello, assalamu alaikum. Hello.
Hello, Stella. Could you show your work?
Yes, I
Sir,
don't know
I
that it's
have
open.
also done
Let
my
me
homework, but I'm not sure whether it's right or wrong. So can you please check it?
Which one is your work? Can we? Sorry, I couldn't open here. The item might not be accessed. Oh,
Okay,
it's no longer available.
let me resend it. Let me resend it, sir, just now.
Or maybe you can share your screen.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, if you'd
Let
like to
me-
share screen, I think it's good as well.
Let me see if I can share my screen from this side.
Okay, while waiting for you, while waiting for Stella, this is Nan's work on Jono is walking very fast. All right, Jono is NP and bar N, I bar is split into two parts, I and VP. Very fast. Here is it adjunct or complement? Nan, hello. Hello, Nan.
Yes.
Very fast. Is it adjunct or complement?
Very first.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes. Hello. Can you hear me, Stella? Sorry, Nan.
Yes, yes, sir. That one,
Okay.
very first is a gen. A gen, sir.
Adjunct. Okay. Check again, please. The position of adjunct is close to X bar under the V bar. Okay. Now, please,
Yes.
Stella. Yeah. Okay. We'll come back to you later, Nan. We are going to listen to what they call that Stella's work here. Please, Stella. Yeah.
Okay. Sir, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, this is my work. And I can zoom.
Can you zoom in, please? Can you make it bigger?
Okay, just a minute.
Okay. Yeah. That man finished the exam on time. Okay. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
So,
Okay. Could you please explain? Yeah.
this the inflection of phrase. This sentence has two parts. That man and the verb predicate, which is now the inflectional, where we have the inflectional bar. Under the inflectional bar, these now branches to the inflection, and now where we have the verb predicate, that is finished the exam on time.
Okay.
So where we have the verb predicate now, that now branches to the V bar.
Okay.
But in this sentence, if we check, we can see that the man finished the exam on time. On time now is an adjunct because it's a preposition of phrase. So because it's an adjunct, adjuncts are sisters to the V bar and also daughters of this V bar. So
okay, good.
It has to come on this end. So once we branch that, because this has to have the sister to this adjunct, the preposition of phrase. So this V bar now branches to the V, the verb itself, which is now finished.
Okay.
And the exam now is a DP, determinant of phrase. So this determinant now branches to be a D bar, which now becomes the determinant there. And we have the noun phrase because we have it's the exam. So the exam now is a noun phrase, which now branches to be end bar, because you have to have that end bar, which now finally branches to the end, which is the exam. So the man finished the exam, but we have this preposition of phrase, which was our adjunct, which is incomplete. So we have to complete it here. So our preposition of phrase branches to the P bar.
Okay.
Which now branches to the preposition on. Because we have on time. Time now is a noun phrase.
Okay.
So the noun phrase branches to end bar, which branches to the end, which is now the man finished the exam. The exam on time.
Yep. Excellent. Good. So you can check which one is the adjunct, which one is the complement. On time is the adjunct. As I mentioned last week, adjunct, the position of adjunct is next to X bar and then the X bar. And then you can check here. The X bar here is filled with the V, so the V bar, and then the V bar. So this is correct for adjunct on time. And the exam here is the complement of the word Venice. So therefore, the complement next to V, yeah, which is the head, and then the V bar. This is correct.
Okay.
All right. You got the same answer? Thank you, Stella.
Okay. Can I stop sharing now?
Okay. No, please hang on for a while. I would like to invite, comments from the others. Have you got the same answers or not?
Yes, sir.
Hen.
I've got.
Okay, now I would like to ask Hen. Do you know
Yes,
why the phrase structure is here like this?
but actually I understand the structure, but I have a problem with the diagram. Maybe it has to do with my abilities to do diagrams. I don't like diagrams. I don't know how to do them. But if you ask me about the main elements of the sentence, I understand it very well. Even in Arabic, even in Indonesian, I have absolutely no problem identifying the main elements.
Okay.
Yeah, but the diagram, I get very confused.
Here, even though you speak Arabic, okay.
Yes.
But when coming to the analysis, you have to to be able to not to get interfered with the Arabic, because the focus here is on English. And then when coming to the English language, then you have to test the kinds of phrases in English. For example, prepositional phrase. We know the prepositional phrase start with preposition. Then we know what prepositions are in English. And then we know how to identify noun phrase. We know how to identify determiner. Because in English, as I mentioned last time, determiners can be quantifiers, it can be demonstrative pronoun, can be articles, and so on. So that we focus only on English here, because we have already tested. These are the kinds of phrases in English. So prepositional phrase, noun phrase, verb phrase. All right, this is the thing that you need to understand first. And after you really understand how the system works in English, maybe you can go to Arabic or to some other languages. So that the question here, whether you have some problems in understanding the phrase structure tree in English or not here.
No, but
no, okay,
if you want to ask me about any other sentence, I can analyze it with you theoretically. But to do it on the paper, yeah, this is hard for me.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, any other problems related to this sentence? You got the same answer, Sarfaraz?
Yes, sir. In the first,
what is your
tested?
You got the same answer?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Same.
All right. Please try to check your answer, your homework, to make sure that your homework, your phrase structure tree should be, similar to this. To place the adjunct and to place also the complement. Hello, Sadaf. What about you, Sadaf?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, you got the same answer?
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Yes, sir.
And you got the same answer?
Actually, sir, on the yes, sir. Yes. I want to say that on the previous places that I divided expert theory.
Hello.
Hello. Am I audible, sir?
Say again, please. Yeah.
I have sent my homework and chat box. I don't know whether it's right or wrong.
No, but before we check your homework, can you check whether this is the same as this one or not?
Okay, sir.
Could you please check it, please? Which part of the branches that you feel different from your work?
Yes, sir. Give me just 2 minutes.
Similar. Okay. Hello, Nan. You got the same answer, Nan?
Yes, sir. For this sentence, it's the same answer. Yes.
Okay. Good. Thank you. Okay. Before we discuss also the other works, I would like you to go on to the next one, Stella, please. What is the next sentence do you have here? Okay. I saw the man with the telescope.
Yes,
Okay.
this one.
All right. Okay. Can you scroll up again? Scroll down. Sorry, scroll down. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, it's not very clear here. I saw the man with the telescope. When you can you explain then, please?
Okay, so this one, first you have to understand like where is the specifier I, then you have so the man with the telescope. So first you get the complement and the adjunct. So our verb predicate begins where we have so the man with the telescope. So if we come to the drawing part, first of all, the man, I saw the man. So that is, man is now the complement here because it has to tell us what about the adjuncts here. It's a prepositional phrase, so it's not very necessary, but it's optional. So we can simply say I saw the man. So with the telescope is an adjunct. So now it comes to the drawing. We have the inflection of phrase, which is now we first begin with the subject predicate part, which is now the noun phrase, which now branches to n bar, and then the noun I. So I. So the verb predicate now, a predicate, you have the inflectional phrase, the inflectional bar, which now branches to I and the verb predicate. So this VP. So the verb predicate now branches to the V bar. And remember, we have an adjunct here with the telescope. So this V bar will branch again to V bar again and a prepositional phrase, which now is our adjunct.
Okay.
So our V bar, so the first where we saw the man, saw the man. So the man, here we have so, which is now the verb, the man. So the here, this is the head, so we have to use it as the DP. So we have a DP which branches to a D bar, and this D bar branches to the. So the, now man is a noun phrase which now has to branch to the end bar, which branches to the N, which is man. There should be the word man there. There was no space. And yeah, now we are done with this first part, the complement part. So we have the adjunct, which now is our prepositional phrase. So our prepositional phrase now has to branch to the P bar, and then you have the P, which is the preposition with, also this P bar with the man. So we have with the man now. The here comes the head, so it's our DP, our determinant phrase, which branches to the D, D bar, which becomes D, the, and we don't forget the telescope, which is our noun phrase, so which branches to the N bar, and then branches to the N, which becomes the telescope.
Yep.
So I saw the one with the telescope.
Yep. Good. Actually, there are two possibilities here. With the telescope, you can modify the verb saw. Yeah, it can also modify the man. Okay, I saw the man with the telescope. So I use the telescope to see the man. Okay, this is the first meaning. The second one, I saw the man who is with the telescope or who is holding the telescope. Did you get it? So to show ambiguity in terms of the meaning, then you can describe the position of adjunct here. This is the first position where the adjunct of the verb here. Therefore, it is close to V bar under the V bar. The adjunct with the telescope can be the adjunct of noun here, man. Yeah, so if you would like to also describe, then this is a part of the man. So we have N bar, and then underneath the N bar, we have N bar again, and then the next side is the PP. All right, so one of the function of this phrase structure 3 is to explain the different meanings of one sentence having more than one meaning. You get my point, Stella?
Yes.
Okay,
I see.
yeah, okay, yeah. Anyway, that's good. Thank you, Stella. Let me check with the others now, please. I think,
Okay,
yeah,
I'll stop sharing.
I believe you know how the theory works. Good. I
Okay.
need to confirm with the others.
Okay, so I'll stop sharing my screen now.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Okay, let me check with Sadaf. All right. The writing is too small, I mean. Okay, let me share screen and then after that we'll discuss, your work together. Hello, Sadaf. Are you there, Sadaf?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. Can you explain your work here? Jono is working very fast. Jono is NP. Okay, the IP is split into two parts. Okay, NP and
Yes,
I
sir.
bar. NP goes to N bar
I.
and Jono. All right, the I bar is split into two parts,
Oh,
I and VP. Right?
yes, sir. VP
Okay.
is divided into V bar.
Okay, VP goes to V bar.
Yes,
So
and then
branches to V bar, and it also branches to. Is it a
V.
jump or complement here? My question is that very fast. Is it a jump or complement?
Sir, I am walking very fast.
The question
It's
is that very
for,
fast.
yes, sir. It's for me adjunct because there is a complete sense in I am walking. I'm
Okay,
walking. Yeah.
good. Yeah, good. This is adjunct. The question,
Yeah.
what is the position of adjunct? Can you check expert theory model here? The position
No,
of
sir.
adjunct. Is it okay? Adjunct is put next to V under the V bar.
I don't know, sir, because it was very difficult to recognize the position of those sentences, adjunct
But
and the complement.
you check the rule of the position of adjunct that I explained last week.
Yes, sir,
Check.
I will check it.
Okay, look at the rule. This is the rule for adjunct. Okay, can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you would like to put the adjunct for verb, then the adjunct next to V bar under the V bar. This is the adjunct of verb.
Right.
Can you see
Right,
here?
sir. Yes, sir.
This is the adjunct of verb. Okay, so that it is next to V bar. Adjunct can come before or after depending on the language. But whenever you have adjunct, then the sister of the adjunct should be X bar. It can be V bar or N bar and so on. And the mother node, the one on the top here, should be also X bar. If it is V, then it is V bar. Did you get the picture here? The
Uh,
diagram here? Okay, so X
no,
bar,
sir. Not,
adjunct close to V bar, and then the V bar. For complement, next to X, which can be V, and then the mother node is V bar.
right, sir.
Okay, let's come back to your what do you call that, phrase structure 3. If very fast is adjunct, what is the what do you call that, the V here? Is it V or V bar?
I think that will be V bar.
Okay, this is V bar, and then
Yeah.
go down to V.
Yes,
You
yes.
get?
But then we have to divide the V bar into further branches. Like
Okay.
it will be a phrase.
All right. So hang on. So the VP goes to V bar, and the V bar is split into two parts.
Yes,
The
sir.
left side is V bar again,
Mhm.
and then
Right.
adverbial phrase, and then after V bar goes to V, which is walking. Did you get it?
Yes, sir.
So you missed the V bar here. Okay. If you put it V, you know, the adverbial phrase here will not become adjunct, but it is the complement. Because the position of complement is close to X and then the X bar.
Right, sir.
All right. Okay. So one thing that you have to remember is the position of adjunct and complement here. All right. So this is the way, you know, we make phrase structure tree for expert theory.
Sir, I have a question. There are two V bars. Okay, from one V bar we have to take out the adjunct, a branch of adjunct, and then in other V bar we have to take out the branch of complement. Is it so?
Okay. Look at here. Saw the man in the corner. Look at here. And the word saw the
Yeah.
man in the corner. The word saw here needs a complement. The man. Right.
Right, sir.
But in the corner is the adjunct. Therefore, the in the corner should be, you know, next to V bar and then the V bar. And after that, the V bar is split into two parts again.
Right,
So that
sir.
there will be some steps that you have to do. So the adjunct should be what do you call that? Should be given first. Should be taken out first. Yeah, because it is the first part, and then after that you go to the complement here, like this one. Instead of having the man first and then you go to the in the corner, it should be taken out because this is the adjunct of the VP.
Right,
All
sir.
right.
Now got it.
This is the example of the position of adjunct and complement. Again, okay, Sadaf, in the corner here, is it adjunct or complement?
It's adjunct.
Okay, what about the man?
No. Sir? Sorry?
Adjunct, yes. In the corner
Yes,
here.
sir.
What about the
Yes,
man
sir.
here?
Man, it's complement.
Complement. Okay, good. You know that. Okay. So again, what is the problem with your phrase structure tree? If you have to revise.
I haven't taken the right branches from right V bar.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. Good. Yep. That's it. All right. Okay. Good. Any questions? You know that already, Sadaf?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, we studied in university this expert theory, but can't get the exact concept of this expert theory. That's why I have some kind of complications to understanding this theory.
Okay. Let me check here. Okay, the next one. A very kind woman is sitting next to me. IP goes to two parts, TP and I bar. All right. Very kind woman. Is that correct or not here?
No, I don't think so. It's correct.
Okay. First of all, you need to understand which one is the adjunct and complement in a very kind woman. A very kind woman. Which one is the adjunct?
A very kind woman.
Very kind, not very kind, only very kind. Woman is not
Okay,
adjunct. Very kind is an adjunct, so you cannot split it like this. Okay,
right,
because
sir.
very kind is one unity. Very kind is adjective phrase.
Right, sir.
Okay, so very kind is an adjunct. Yeah, you know that modifies woman here. So you cannot split very and kind because they are they form
Sir,
the adjunct.
I have a question. In X bar theory, in branch structure, how we represent the adjunct? We have to write A and D, or just D bar.
The adjunct of what?
There is a sentence, kind woman. Am I written right? The structure of this tree, right? The D bar is divided into D, and the adverbial phrase are just we have to write to show its exact words like adjunct, AD, and complement is like the C.
Well, for adjunct and a complement, we don't need to write down adjunct and complement. The complement and adjunct can be identified from the place. from the
Okay,
position,
sir.
right? What
Yes,
we
sir.
need to write is only the names of the phrase, whether it is non-phrase, if it is non-phrase, and then you use NP. If it's an adjective phrase, then you use HP. HP is adjective
Sir,
phrase.
right.
Okay.
So, sir, except from structure, am I written the right like the as the adjective phrase and the noun phrase?
Yeah.
Am I given the right names to these
Yeah.
branches?
Yeah. I think, yeah. As I told you last time, that the name here, there are some abbreviations for the phrase. For NP is non-phrase, for phrase, and then for phrase we have PP and so on. What about this one? The problem here. Next to me. What is next here? Next is not adjective. What is the what do you call it? The part of speech of next? Can any one of you? Next
I
is
think we could consider it preposition. Right?
preposition. Yeah. Next is preposition. No adjective. Okay, preposition is a part of functional category. Yeah, preposition. Yeah, so we have preposition next to me. This is prepositional phrase. And the question is that next to me, is it adjunct or complement? It seems to me that Sadaf, you still get confused in understanding adjunct and complement in terms of the position. First, next
Right.
to me is prepositional phrase. Is it adjunct or complement?
I think it's compliment.
Are you sure? If
No,
you
I'm
say
not sure,
a very
sir.
kind woman is sitting, it's okay or not here?
A very kind woman is sitting. Sitting can be a complete. It gives the complete meaning, like a very kind woman is sitting.
It's okay. Is
So
it?
next to me can become under the category of adjunct.
Yeah. Yeah. So next to me is adjunct. Okay. Look at the position of adjunct here. Is it correct or not here? Next
No,
to.
sir.
All right. Okay. All
No,
right.
sir.
As long as you can understand your problem, I think it's good. Yeah. So that you can check your what do you call that phrase structure again, and then you can revise, and then you can what do you call that correct them. Okay. Now I would like to have a look at what do you call that here. None works. Okay. Hello, Nan. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Could you please explain here?
So in there is that
A very
I
kind
just
woman is sitting next to me. Okay.
divided into the first one is the determinant of phrase because it starts with an A, like a very kind woman. I try to divide from there one part, and then it's sitting next to me is gonna be the second part, like in the I bar. So and then in the DP for the determinant phrase, is complete to the D bar, and then after that D, and then also the noun phrase. I took like a very kind woman as a one category, and then also I try to divide them into the adjective phrase bar because like very kind is a change. That's why I try to divide them as a one pair, and then also into the like adjective forms. And then also woman is just only in a, like a number, and a noun is a woman. And then for the I bar part is that only I and then also the VP. So for the I is we just go directly to the is, and then also for the VP is that to go directly to the V bar, and then also V, and then since that is the next to me is the preposition phrase, that's my PP, and then also P and then NP. That. But
Okay.
for the
So
one
my
B is
question
that
here,
instead of
very kind. Right.
down, yes.
Yeah. The phrase very kind here in the adjective phrase, is it adjunct or complement? Again.
Agent.
Okay, adjunct. What is the position of adjunct?
Mhm.
Okay, can you check again the position of adjunct in the X bar theory? Can you check your note?
Yes.
Is it possible that adjunct is under the XP, which is here filled with NP?
Agent.
Okay, hang on for a while. Excuse me.
Yes.
Hello? Yeah, sorry for the interruption. There is a phone call from the team. Okay, let's come back to you here again, please. Hello, Nan. Could you please explain again?
Oh,
Sorry.
so like I think I see the problem. So like my noun phrase, it needs to be go directly to the end bar first, and then after
Okay,
that
good.
we divide it into the yes. I
Yes.
missed one
Okay.
in
Yeah,
there.
right.
Guys, I see
All
it.
right.
Thank
And
you.
then here, the word very, very is the adjunct of kind.
Yes.
You see, very is the adjunct of kind. Because it is
Ah,
very is the adjunct of kind. From the adjective phrase, go to a bar first.
yes, sir.
A bar, and then you have adverb. Very is not adjective, but it is adverb.
Yes.
Adverb, and then on the right side is a bar, and then go to a.
Yes.
You get it?
Yes, sir. Yes. Now I'm
So the
doing
adjective
it.
phrase, go to a bar first, and the a bar is the a bar branches to two parts. All right. Okay. Adverbial phrase, and then the right side is a bar again. Why?
Yes.
Because the adverbial phrase here is the adjunct of
Yes.
kind. Okay, so the problem here is you missed the position of adjunct, so that it should be described in terms of X bar next to X bar, under the X bar next to X bar. And also, next to me, is it, this is good, prepositional phrase, but the position here is not correct. What is the position for PP here? Is it adjunct or complement next to me?
Agent.
Adjunct. What is the position of adjunct?
Yeah, so like we need to make it into a paper again.
Okay, that's it. Good. Yeah. You know that one?
Yes, sir. I see it now. Thank you.
Okay, good. Yeah. So when coming to do research, I think if you know the position of adjunct, complement, and complement correctly, you will not have any problem.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. What about you, Han? Have you uploaded your work? I would like to see your work. Because I
Actually,
hope
but
that
it's
everybody can understand the problem with your work. So Sadaf can understand, right? Nan also. Sarfaraz, can you understand now the problem of your constituent structure?
Yes,
All right,
sir.
now
I
Han.
got.
Good.
Sir, sir, I have a question. May I ask?
Yes.
Sir, is it like this that usually adjunct comes after the XP? Uh,
No. Adjunct cannot comes after the XP. Adjunct should be close to X bar under the X bar.
right,
X
it
can
should
be
be
V
colored.
bar. Yes.
That means it should be closed, whether it comes before or after.
All right. Okay. Now, let me check you again here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Look at here. Okay. So it should be there. You cannot have adjunct under the XP. No. XP is open category. XP. If you can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Okay. XP is an open category. What I mean by open category, it can be filled with any other phrases. For example, for phrase, yeah, it can V, NP, PP, and so on. Okay, so if it is a non-phrase, then you replace X with a N. If it is N non-phrase, then goes to N bar. And then underneath N bar, go to N bar again, and then you have adjunct. If it is adjunct of noun phrase. If it is a verb phrase, and then V bar, and then go to V bar again, is adjunct. So that an adjunct will not have the mother node of, what do you call that, XP. The mother node means that the node above the adjunct. The node above the adjunct should be X bar. It can be V bar, N bar, or P bar, yeah, adverbial F bar or adjective bar, and so on. But it is not possible to have adjunct under the XP. Okay, it should be under the X bar next to X bar. And for the complement, for example, object, I already explained the kinds of complement last week. The complement should come next to X under the X bar. So you have to keep in mind this picture, this phrase structure 3, to check whether the position of your adjunct is correct or not. Is that clear, Sarfaraz?
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Okay, good.
Thank you
If
so
you
much.
keep this thing when making phrase structure 3, so the diagram here should be memorized in the sense that you know the position of adjunct and complement correctly.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. What about you, Han? Do you have any questions?
I just want, you know, I think I need practice. I think I need practice. Practice of the diagram, because about the elements of the sentence, I can organize it it's easy for me to determine the complement and to determine the adjunct. This is easy, but the diagram, yeah, it's hard for me.
It's hard.
Yeah, I don't know why. But
Therefore,
yeah.
you need to have some more practice. Okay, the more
Yes.
practice you have, I think the more comprehensive your understanding of this material. Therefore, in the material that I gave you last week, I gave you some examples, maybe a lot of examples on how to make phrase structure trees. The purpose of giving the example is to make you understand, you know, very well. Okay, look at your work here. Is it your work?
Yes, yes. So,
Okay.
yes, go please. Yes.
Okay. Well, the IP goes to branches to two parts, NP and I bar. Okay, there is no problem. And the NP and bar, you go to N bar first and then N. You get it?
Yes, yes.
And then the NP goes to N bar before go to N. So NP and bar N. Okay, the right part, the predicate, the I bar. The I is empty. You don't need I. And you have
Because it's not.
okay, this is the VP. Okay, so the man with the telescope. The VP goes to V bar. All right,
So,
and then what is here?
I
What did you
mean,
do here?
the complement, the man. The man is the complement for
Okay,
the
this is
verb.
V and the man become complement. All right, okay. The VP goes to V bar, and the V bar is split into two parts, V and P. And P goes to N bar, and then
Noun. The noun. Which
with
is
the
the man?
telescope as prepositional phrase, which is the okay N bar. That man, is it NP or DP? There is a determiner here.
Nominal phrase. It's the man. This is nominal phrase, not BP.
Sure. Why not DP, determiner? What is the here?
Oh, yes, yes. Determiner phrase. Yes, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
that's it. Okay,
Yes.
so here instead of NP, you have DP, and then go to D bar.
Then and then the other branch is the noun phrase, right?
Okay. No, I will write down here.
Okay.
I will write down here. Okay, the man with the telescope. Okay, if you have here with the telescope, is it adjunct or complement here?
The man is adjunct, but
Adjunct. Okay, it modifies the man. All right. The whole one here, what is the name of the phrase here? The man with the telescope. The whole one.
Nominal phrase.
There is the here, hand.
Yes. Determiner phrase. Yes.
Determiner phrase. Okay.
Yes,
Okay. So and then determiner phrase, and then after that, every time you have determiner phrase, then you go to D bar first. Okay.
okay. Yes.
Okay. Goes to D bar instead of having two branches, you only have one branch. Okay. And then after that, and then you have two parts. Man with the telescope. This is NP. Man with the telescope. And then after that, the N bar, you know, goes to the N goes to N bar. Okay. But you need to what do you call that? To leave out with the telescope. The telescope here modifies man here. Therefore, you have here N bar, and on the right side is prepositional phrase. The prepositional phrase with the telescope is the adjunct of the N. Okay. And then after that you have N, and then here you have the man. Okay. The and then man. And the PP is with the telescope. What is the first one? Every time you have to have PP and then you go to B bar. Okay?
Yes.
You can go directly into P. And then after that, it's split into two parts, P and DP. The telescope. P is the width. And then you can break it down into
B bar.
smaller parts. And then this is width. And then if you break down, and then the telescope is DP. Yep. Then you can break it down. Yep.
D phrase. D bar, sorry.
Yeah. For DP, it goes to D bar. Okay. Now I will make it complete. And then what else?
Thank you so much. About I didn't understand it, how to do the analysis, but now I'm about to understand it, inshallah.
Okay. All right. I hope that you can understand. And then this is one is N bar, and this is N. Okay. No. Okay. Can you see here?
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right. Now I would like, let's check here. Then you just use lines to connect the entities here. Now I would like to ask you, the personal phrase with the telescope, is it adjunct or complement?
The with the telescope is adjunct, but
Adjunct. Okay, check. What is the position of adjunct?
The adjunct comes daughter to the main.
What is the position of adjunct again?
Do you mean sister or daughter?
Okay, the sister node is, what is the sister node? The left side. X bar
It's
or
on the same
X?
level. No, not the X bar, not the basic one, the one that's branched from it.
No, the position of adjunct is, what is the sister node of the adjunct? You know the sister node? The left side of adjunct.
Oh, the left side.
Okay, can you see here? The adjunct is always close to X bar. What I mean, the sister node of adjunct is X bar, and the mother node is X bar again. Is it correct or not here? This is the mother.
Yes.
This is the mother node. Okay. And then this is the sister node.
So yeah, it's sister node to the N bar.
Correct or not? Okay, this is the way to check. Is it correct or not?
Yes, correct.
Correct. Yeah, that's it. This is the way to check.
Yes.
Okay. If the mother node is not N bar, is not X bar, this is not correct. And if the sister node is not X bar or here in N bar, this is not correct as well.
Yes.
So the mother node and the sister node should be the same for the adjunct. Okay. Again, this is to test or to check whether your phrase structure tree is correct or incorrect.
So the mother node and the sister node should be the same, right?
Yeah. Excellent. Is that clear?
Yes, now clear.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you so much. Thank
Good.
you so much.
I'm happy if you can, you can understand it clearly. Thank you.
Most welcome. Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. So please you revise your phrase structure tree to make sure that you can make phrase structure tree correctly.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
Next week.
Stella, can you show your work again? The next one for number 4.
Okay, just a minute.
Yeah.
Let me share.
Yeah. Again, if you have a problem, then we can discuss together. Yeah. Don't worry of getting a problem because it's a bit tricky, but I think you will get it. All right.
Inshallah, I try to do them for next week, but and send them to you, inshallah.
All right. Stella is one of the examples. She can do it correctly. Yeah.
Number what?
Okay. A very kind woman is sitting next to me. What very kind? Okay. 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 Scroll down again. Yep. Very kind. Very kind is one unity. Can you explain here?
Okay.
Is it adjunct or complement? Very kind.
No, very kind is an adjunct.
Okay, this is adjunct.
This is a woman.
Okay, modifies woman. Yep. Explain now, please.
Okay, so I'll begin with this. Let me just call it a subject predicate, or the subject part. A very kind woman.
Yeah.
So this very kind woman, very kind woman. One thing is that I thought the are as a determiner of the head, so I call it a determiner of phrase, a DP. So this branched into the D bar.
Okay.
So this D bar has very kind woman. So the D here, I thought it could be R.
Okay.
Then I because I thought the woman could be the head here, because you cannot have very kind as the head. So I thought because the woman is maybe the head, I took that as the noun phrase.
Okay.
So this noun phrase now branched into the end bar. So a very kind woman. But this end bar now has two parts. That is this kind. Now I thought again between very and kind, I thought maybe kind could be the head in this case, so it could be more of an adjectival phrase.
Okay.
So I took that as the AP, but this now again has the end bar because we have still the woman still coming in. So the AP, that is the adjectival phrase, now branches to the adjective bar, the A bar. The A bar, however, has two sides because now we have very and kind. So very kind. So that very is an adverbial phrase.
Okay.
And then we have here what you call, yes, the same A, because they're still adjuncts. So this comes in here, the A bar. So the A bar goes ahead and finishes with the adjective itself, kind.
Yeah.
And then here you have the adverbial phrase, which goes to the adverbial bar, which now takes us to the adverb very.
Okay.
So a very kind woman.
Yeah. So you can check here, very kind is an adjunct. Therefore, the sister node and the mother node should be the same, right, as I mentioned earlier. So here, what is the sister node? N bar. What is the mother node? N bar. The same. This is correct. This is the way to check. Okay, go on to the right side.
Okay, so the other part now, it's sitting next to me.
Okay.
So we have the inflection bar. So the inflection here now changes to be is because is already there. It's a linking. It's a linking verb. Is.
Okay.
Yeah. So it comes in here and auxiliary. Yeah, something like that. So then you have sitting next to me. The verb predicate. Now that branches to the V bar.
Okay.
So under the V bar now, sitting next to me. So next to me, because this is not even an object, it's just a prepositional phrase. So this one you can treat it as an adjunct.
Okay. So the
So
position is. Okay.
Yes. So the position comes as you have told us. We have the mother node here as the V bar, and the sister node here as the V bar also. So we have to put our adjunct here.
Good. Yeah. Good. Yep.
So the V bar branches, and then you have the prepositional phrase. So next to me goes to preposition to P bar, P. Then you have the preposition there, P bar.
Yep.
And then
P bar. Okay. Yep.
To me, I do that.
Yeah. So here inside the prepositional phrase, there is a preposition and there is prepositional phrase again, because next is a preposition, to is preposition as well. So to me is a prepositional phrase. Next to me is another prepositional phrase. All right. So next needs what do you call that? Needs a complement. Therefore, the complement of next is PP here. Yeah. But me is a complement of P here. Right. This is correct. Okay. Please check again. Next to me is the adjunct. What is the position? The sister node and the mother node should be the same, right? This is P bar, and then the mother node is also P bar. Again, this is to test or to check whether your work is correct or incorrect. Yeah. So again, adjunct will never have the mother node other than X bar. Okay, so the mother node of AJAM should be X bar. The sister node should also be X bar. The X here is an open category that can be filled with any part of speech. It can be verb, it can be noun, and so on. All right, is it clear now? I hope that everyone can understand. Yeah. Hello,
Thank you.
clear, yeah?
Yes, but
Good, yeah, good. Because this is one of the theories that have been used widely in order to describe phrase structure tree of any languages to know, for example, how to explain constructions which are ambiguous in the sense that there are two meanings. Yeah, like I saw the man with the telescope. There are two meanings. How to describe the sentence having more than one meaning to place the agent and so on. Okay, please you check again your work and then revise your work later on, so that when coming to doing analysis, you will not have any problem. And today, we are going to talk about lexical functional grammar. Okay, this is also another theory in syntax. I think I need to explain it now, even though after this I need you to read the book by Lexical Functional Grammar by Mary Del Rimble, and then you can read my PowerPoint, and then after that, if you get a problem, then we can discuss next week. I will explain shortly how the theory works. Okay, can you see my screen now? Okay. So this is lexical functional grammar. Lexical functional grammar is a theory, a theory of grammar that was pioneered by John Bresnan, who is a linguist, and Ronald Kaplan. Ronald Kaplan is computational linguistics. Yeah, his major is computational linguistics and mathematics as well. This is mathematician, and the theory was actually created in 1970s, but its application began to appear in 1990s. So 1990s, 1991, and so far the theory has been applied in many fields of syntax. And because in 1996, there is annual international conference on LFG. So every year, yeah. And then the information and the development of LFG can be accessed to this, this website, from Stanford HU. And then LFG arose after dissatisfaction with the idea of transformation. Yeah, because, it disagrees with the transformation system. And it is an attempt to find out alternative grammatical models that can typologically explain various language phenomena from all over the world. Right, so what are the basic concepts in LFG? This is theory of grammar. What are the basic concepts? The first one, LFG is a non-transformational generative grammar or generative theory based on lexicons. Lexical functional grammar. So the basic is lexicons. Why the basic here is lexicon? Because lexicons bring information on the morphology, syntax, and semantics. So lexicons actually bring this information. So in this sentence, for example, you have active and passive constructions. The man took the book, and the book was taken by the man, for example. In the past, the two constructions having the same meaning. For example, the man took the book was taken by the man. The two sentences have the same meaning, but they have different focus. Yeah, active and passive, usually what people call. In LFG, to show the difference between the constructions, we don't use what we call transformation process or transformational process. In transformational grammar, the passive constructions, the book was taken by the man, derives from the active one. So the active constructions changes into the passive construction, by the process of transformation. But in LFG, we don't have that one. In LFG, they don't believe in transformation. Why? Because every word, every lexicon contains information about morphology, syntax, and semantics here. In LFG, grammar is described as having what we call parallel structures. So what are parallel structures here? The basic parallel structures cover constituent structure and functional structure. This parallel structure, are cross-reference to each other. And in LFG, the constituent structure here is described by using X-bar theory. So your understanding of using X-bar theory will be important here, in making the application of LFG, because when making constituent structure, then you are going to use the X-bar theory model. Yeah, the constituent structure give information about what structures, what orders, which are specific in a certain language. So the practice that we have done so far today and also last week, we talk about how a sentence, can be described, in terms of the phrases, and go to distinguish adjunct and complements, and then we can understand how the construction is, constructed or in its form. So this is what we call a constituent structure. The other basic parallel structure is what we call functional structure. And the functional structure describes the grammatical function like subject, object, as well as the semantic content. All right, this is the basic concept in LFG. Now let's look at the constituent structure. Okay, as what we have done already, constituent structure here represent what order, how words are combined into phrases, and it varies across languages. For example, here, Wayan will help Mary. You have the phrase structure like the one here that we have discussed so far with the X-bar theory, IP, and then it branches into NP and I bar because we have Wayan and N bar and N. And the I bar, is split into two, I and PP, and then the PP. Mary is the complement of help here. Therefore, the V bar, the mother node of NP, here is split into V and NP. Okay, so this is the example of constituent structure, that is used in LFG as well. So Ayan is the constituent category of NP. Let Mary is constituent of the category I bar. Help Mary is constituent of category V bar, and so on. All right. So the NP dominating Wayan is sister of I bar. The VP dominating Mary is the sister of I bar. I bar is the mother of I and PP, the mother node of the mother. All right. Okay. This is the one that we already discussed. Now, in phrase structure constituent structure, we may also use rules that governs the constructions that governs the occurrence of phrases. For example, of the rule A goes to B and C. The interpretation of this rule is that a unit of category A is composed of two constituents, category B and category C. So by using this phrase structure rule, then you have A branches to B and C. This is the example of phrase structure rule. So that whenever you have constituent structure, then you can complete the structure using phrase structure rules. Yeah, for example, we have VP goes to V bar, and then the V bar goes to V and DP. The DP is used with brackets to show that it is optional, for example. Again, this is the example of phrase structure rule. Yeah, so phrase structure rule, is derived from the phrase structure tree that you make already. And then, as I mentioned last time, there are some constituent tests that we can use to show the phrase, what we call a constituency test. Yeah. In addition to the ways of constituent test that I already explained last week, there are some other tests, offered by like Kruger, saying that if a sequence of words is a phrase, it can be replaced by a single word. I think it's similar, like distribution, replacement test. This is replacement test. It can be replaced by a word. The phrase orang itu, that man, for example, can be replaced by the word Ahmad. And the resulting sentence has a similar meaning. Therefore, orang itu and Ahmad should be considered as a single or the same phrase, for example. This is constituent test. Okay, and then The sequence of words itu makan cannot be replaced by a single word because they do not form a constituent. Yeah. For example, this is in bahasa Indonesia. Okay, so that itu makan cannot form a constituent. Yeah, orang itu makan, that man eat rice, for example. Itu and makan cannot form a constituent. Therefore, they cannot be replaced by a single word. And this is the what we call that, the first constituent test by replacement. The next one, if a sequence of words is a phrase, it can appear in various places in a sentence. I think I already explained last week as well. This is also by Kruger 2004. If, for example, I add that big fish I add. So that big fish here can be formed or can be moved to the initial position to show that this is a phrase, because it can be moved to various position. Ikan besar itulah yang saya makan. It was that big fish that I ate. Yeah, so in this context, in bahasa Indonesia, for example, ikan besar itu is a phrase because it can move to different positions, you know, under the same order, right? Okay, and then the next one, which is another way to test constituent is by using what do you call that? By using question word. If a sequence of words is a phrase, okay, it can be replaced by a question word to form a question. Okay, for example, that old person ate that big fish. Okay, and then we can say that old person, is it a phrase or not? You can ask by using who ate that big fish. The answer is that old person. Yeah, because of this, that old person is a phrase because it can be replaced by a question word who, for example. Okay, and the next one, if sequence of words is a phrase, it can appear as the answer to question. It can appear to the answer, you know, to a question. It can appear as the answer to the question. Who ate that big fish? And then the answer is that old man. And that old man here is a phrase because it can answer that question. And so on. So orang tua itu makan apa? What did that old person eat? And then you say that big fish. So it can answer the question as well as a unity. But you cannot say that big. That big what? That's not clear here. All right. So this is the way, you know, to make constituent stress. Yeah. So that constituent structure represent word order and how words are grouped into phrases such as verb phrase, prepositional phrase, noun phrase, and so on. Okay, another parallel structure is what we call functional structure. Okay, so there are two basic parallel structures, constituent structure and functional structure. So in the functional structure, you know, we have the abstract relation. We have grammatical relation like subject and object. So you look at here, for example, Wayan will help Mary. This is the constituent structure. The functional structure on the right, you know, for Wayan will help Mary. First, we have the what do you call that? The feature predicate, prayed here, and then the meaning of prayed is help. Okay, so what you put quotation mark. This is the semantic content. The help. The verb help here needs two grammatical relation, subject and object. Subject and object because help is transitive verb. A transitive verb is a verb that requires more than one argument, subject and object. And then for the tense, future. And the subject, you know, what is the content of the subject? The subject here has the feature, predicate, and the meaning of the predicate is Wayan. And the object, the predicate of the object is Mary. All right, by having the functional structure, we can understand that the sentence Wayan will help Mary here, you know, the main, what do you call it? It has the predicate help that needs two arguments, subject and object. And then the tense is future and the subject is Wayan, the object is Mary. Okay, so this is the description of lexical functional grammar or LFG using constituent structure and functional structure. I will share this PowerPoint so that you can understand. You can read and understand, and you can also read Mary Darimpro's book on lexical functional grammar. Okay, if you look at here, don't worry about the lines, yeah, which is maybe complicated for you, but it is not. Yeah, it is only to describe the relation between C structure or constituent structure and the F structure or the functional structure. So you can see that, as I mentioned earlier, that there is a cross-reference relation between constituent structure and functional structure. For example, David greeted Chris. Okay, David greeted Chris. The predicate is greet, and then it needs two subject and two arguments, subject and object. The subject is David, the object is Chris. So you can see the subject goes to David, and then the object and the NP, the whole one, keep the information on the object, okay, which is Chris, and the verb, the VP, the I bar, and the IP, the whole one, refers to the whole functional structure. All right. Now, if you go deeply to this constituent structure, you can understand, you can make notation. You can make notation. What is the subject? What is the object? And then you can also use the up and down arrow to show the flow of the information. Yeah, the up arrow is the information showing the up, the upper, what do you call that, phrase. The down arrow is the self. I mean here, for example, the NP, the subject of the sentence is NP. NP is I am is the subject. This is the ego. The down arrow is the ego. The up arrow is the previous phrase or the mother node. The mother node, the subject of the mother node is myself. The mother node is David greeted Chris. Okay, the subject of David greeted Chris is I myself. This is David. This is the information. And then go to you have up and down arrow. This is the consensus in LFC. The up and down arrow. The up arrow is on the left. The down arrow is on the right. This is to show the flow of information. Okay, and the up arrow and the path side, the I bar. I bar goes to VP. Yeah, and the VP, V bar, and then V and P. Right, the VP, the NP here is the object, Chris here. So you use the up arrow. So the object of the previous, on the mother node, which is the verb. The mother node is a verb. I mean the V bar. The object of the V bar is myself. So Chris. All right. So this is the what do you call it? The relation and also the notation, the detailed notation of phrase structure 3 and constituent structure and functional structure. Even though when describing what you call that the theory, when analyzing the theory, you may not use a detailed notation, but this is to show how actually a grammar can be described by using these two parallel structures. Okay, these two parallel structures can describe how the grammar of a language works. Okay, this is another example here. For example, we have David gave Chris a book. All right, David gave Chris a book. There is a little bit problem here. A book should be an DP. Sorry, it should be DP. Okay, so David is NP, N bar, N. So this to make it short, David, and then I bar goes to VP, and then V bar, and then you say give Chris a book. The verb give needs two objects, right? Because Chris is an object, a book is also an object. Therefore, in the functional structure, the verb give here needs three arguments: subject, object, and object team. Object team is the object coming after object, especially in double object construction. For example, I give him some money. Some money is object team. Okay, so object team, the difference between object and object team is that object team always occurs in a double object construction, like in the verb give here. So you can see the subject is David, the object is Chris, the object team is a specifier having the predicate A and the predicate book. Right. So this is the example on how constituent structure and functional structure works. And they cross-reference each other. I don't want you to get confused, but this is the the introduction on LFG. But before I go on with some of the examples, I would like you to have a look at the book by Mary Dalrymple on lexical functional grammar that I already said last time, and try to understand my PowerPoint so that you get an idea of how this theory works. Because at the end, when you have a paper, and then you are going to use this theory, I think it will be excellent to find out what are the the phenomena, the syntactic phenomena in your language that can be described using this theory. It will be much more interesting as well. Okay, this is another example of functional category. Yeah, so the F structure for Indonesian and Tagalog looks exactly the same as the English structure, since they always have the subject and the subject, the same abstract syntax structure. This is the Tagalog, ya. Wayan will help Mary, English. Wayan akan menolong Mary, Indonesian. To tolong si Wayan ke Mary. Yeah, the constituent structure are different. Yeah, in Tagalog, we have the verb in the initial position. But when coming to the the functional structure, they have the same. Look at help or needs two arguments, subject, object. Okay, the subject is what? So that functional structure is like universal, yeah. But the constituent structure can be different because constituent structure depends on the syntactic system of the language, because it relates to word order, it relates to phrase, and so on. Okay. So what word, for example, if I have to draw Mary thanked Paul, maybe you will have like this one from the F structure. Thank is subject, needs subject and object, and the tense is past tense, the subject is Mary, and the object is Paul. Okay, these are some of the examples on this one. Well, please have a look at my PowerPoint. I will share this PowerPoint to you so that you can have a look at this PowerPoint. And I also give some examples of the Indonesian data. And this is the lexical entry. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, that in the lexical functional grammar, lexicons play a very important role because it gives information on morphology, it gives information on syntax, and also on the semantics. Yeah, the semantics here, anak means child, for example. This is the semantic content. Dia or he or she is a pronoun. It is a part of N, yeah, but this is pro. Pro means pronoun. So the predicate is pronoun. Isn't the person? So person is three, and the number is singular. So the pronoun here, the lexical entry of he or she, or in Bahasa Indonesia we say dia. We have the pronoun for third person singular. Right. So this is the lexical entry. Okay. For itu on that, this is determiner, and the definiteness is plus definite, and so on. Okay, for the word akan or will, this is inflection, and it shows the tense, which is future, for example. For the word datang, come, we have the we as the predicate, and it needs only one argument, which is the subject. For the verb memukul or hit, this is verb with the predicate meaning is hit. It needs two arguments, subject and object. This is what we call lexical entry. Yep. Okay. I would like you to have a look at the examples here, and please you think of okay. I don't want you to work on that. I will change make constituent structure and functional structure. Following sentences. I give you simple sentences. Anita is crying, for example. Yeah, Anita is crying. Okay. First one. Number 2. Jane took some apples. Jane took some apples. Make phrase structure 3 and constituent structure. Yeah. She will come very early. Okay. Will come very early. In this construction, very early is Ajang. She will come very early. This is Ajang, okay? The position of Ajang here, look at the position of Ajang. In the constituent structure, there is no problem, yeah? Ajang is close to X bar, has the sister node of X bar, and then the X bar. But when coming to the functional structure, for example, Amir had satay yesterday, okay? Yesterday here. For yesterday, yeah, for Ajang, in the constituent structure, you have ADJ. This is Ajang, no adjective, yeah, this is Ajang. Then for Ajang, you use curly brackets to show this is optional. You see this? This is optional using curly brackets, and then you use predicate yesterday. Right? Okay, when coming to the Ajang, make sure that you use curly brackets to show this one. So, for example, Mary ate satay yesterday. The predicate is eat, and subject verb, subject object, and then the subject is Amir, the object is satay, and then there's an Ajang here which is yesterday. Okay, please try to apply in this one for number 3. Yeah, she will come, what do you call that, very early. This is for your homework, please. We still have 3 more sessions, you know, next week and next other 2 weeks. Yeah, so that the 3 sessions here should be used very efficiently. So that I will also prepare for what you have to do later on. But you need to understand this theory very well. Yeah, lexical functional grammar. This is the theory on generative and syntax. And expert theory is a part of this theory. Please have a look on that one because we are not going to talk about traditional grammar now. We are going to talk about generative grammar. So that when coming to writing a paper later on, then you know what theory that you are going to use by using a lexical functional grammar. So next week, I would like to explain what papers, what topics that can be discussed by using this theory. All right? Any questions? So this is for your homework next week, okay? I give you some of the examples in Bahasa Indonesia, okay, and also in English. For example, Anita is crying very loudly. Yep.
Sir, in book chapter number 1 and 2.
Excuse me?
Sir, the constituent structure and functional structure in book is chapter 1 and 2.
Oh, chapter 1 and 2, yeah. Okay. Can you find that one from Mary's book? Yeah. Yes. What is the title of the chapter? What is the topic of chapter 1?
Sir, functional chapter 1 is the background and theoretical assumptions.
Okay.
And second is functional structure, and third is constituent structure.
All right. Okay. Yep. Please have a look at that book. Yep. I don't want you to, you know, to understand very complex construction first. Just starting from the simple ones, and then try to understand how the theory works. And if you feel that you really understand, you can go on to the more complex constructions. Okay, I will share this PowerPoint so that you can have a look at my, what do you call that, my explanation, my PowerPoint, and then when coming to finding some more data, some more example, then you can have a look at the book by Mary Derimbo. Okay, so next week we'll start with finding topics related to your final project, because the final project will be on writing a paper, yeah, for publication. and you can use the LFG theory. Or if you feel that you are going to talk about only using X-bar theory, you also welcome. If you feel that you are going to talk about identifying word categories in a certain language, you are also welcome. If you are going to contrast two word categories in a certain language that are very complex as well, you are also welcome. So there are, a lot of possibilities that you can do to write down your paper later on. Well, next week, we are going to discuss that one. All right, I already sent the PowerPoint. Can you please check?